By Richard Griffin, baseball columnist. June 26, 2018. Add another key name to the list of available Blue Jays at the trade deadline: center fielder Kevin Pillar. The 29-year-old Pillar has been a fixture in the Jays' starting lineup since the start of the 2015 season, sealing a revered place in the minds of fans with a series of Superman catches diving, sprawling, climbing the left field wall, risking life and limb with huge defensive efforts in big situations. That mental image of what Pillar is tends to cover up other shortcomings on offense. The stunning game Randall Grichuk posted in the series opener against the Astros on Monday has all of a sudden accentuated a Jays problem of too many bodies for too few positions. Grichuk slammed a monster two-run homer over the Minute Maid train tracks above the left field fence that was reported by StatCast at 471 feet, with an exit velocity of 110.2 meters (mph), the longest bomb for the Jays in 2018. Toronto Blue Jays center fielder Kevin Pillar has become a fan favorite for his all-out efforts defensively, but his greater trade value might help the Jays break the logjam of outfielders, writes Richard Griffin. Frank Gunn, the Canadian press, after having opened the game in center field, having provided the Jays with a 3-run lead in the ninth, manager John Gibbons inserted Pillar to center field and slid Grichuk over to right. With 2 men on, George Springer ripped a drive to right that was home run distance that would have tied the game, but Grichuk felled for the wall with his bare hand, braced and timed his leap perfectly, turning the home run into the second out and allowing Sung Hwan Oh to finish up for the save. That was a stunning game for Grichuk in front of family and friends in his hometown, and can do nothing but boost a psyche and confidence that had seemed shaken, not stirred early in the season when he was pressing to impress following a trade from the Cardinals for a couple of strong-armed pitchers in January. Heading into Tuesday night's contest, after his return since June 3, the 26-year-old right-handed hitting Grichuk in 19 games was 19 for 63.302, with 7 homers, 17 RBIs and a 1.020 OPS. The Jays were 12-7 in Grichuk games. The 6 major league bodies currently on the Jays' active 25-man roster and available to play the 3 outfield positions, plus designated hitter, include Grichuk, Pillar, Teoscar Hernandez, Steve Pearce, Curtis Granderson and Kendrys Morales. That's 6 legitimate major league players for 4 positions. The trade deadline is 36 days away and there are contenders out there that need outfielders. Grichuk, 26, and Hernandez, 25, are the Jays' 2 youngest starting position players. Teoscar is under club control through 2023, while Grichuk and Pillar are scheduled to become free agents after the 2020 season. On the last homestand, Gibbons spoke of the need to find daily roles for Hernandez and Grichuk. They need to play out there, Gibbons said simply. They're all playing good and that's kind of the future, I would think. That was kind of the original plan coming in too. Teoscar wasn't going to start on opening day, but eventually he was going to get here if things went well. The 35-year-old Pearce, following his return from injury on June 22, has contributed a 3-run, game-winning homer in 3 games, going 5 for 11.455, while Granderson, 37, playing right field on Monday night, cracked 2 home runs in the series opener versus the Astros. Morales has bounced back to make himself tradable after a horrible start. His major value is only as a hitter. Then there's Pillar. Looking beyond the Superman mystique, the June 2011 32nd round draft pick has struggled over the past 38 days. Since May 18, the Cal Street Dominguez product and heading into Game 2 of the Astros series was batting 19 for 124.153, with a .452 OPS in 34 games. The Jays were 15-19 in those recent Pillar games. He has 0 walks and 20 strikeouts in 95 at-bats since May 28. Pillar still ranks high in defensive WAR, which makes him valuable, but it should be noted that among 86 Major League outfielders with a minimum of 200 plate appearances through June 25, Pillar ranks 67th with a .685 OPS and ranks tied for 48th with 28 RBIs. Among the 189 players that have worked at least one inning in the outfield, Pillar's 1.6 WAR ranks 31st. Therein lies his value. Blue Jays GM Ross Atkins has already been fielding phone calls about many of his players well before the deadline and is willing to listen to any proposals. The feeling is that since there are just 5 true contenders in the AL on pace to win 90-plus games, the supply will surely be greater than the demand. Look for teams to make deals well before the July 31st deadline. Atkins understands the likelihood. As we talk to other teams, we consider every opportunity to make the organization better, to understand what that would mean, and as we get more information, to compete. Atkins said, "We're in a position where we don't have to make that decision. I think this market is moving a little bit quicker. In typical deadlines, there's some really clearly defined buyers. Because of that, we'll get some clarity sooner than you would normally at most deadlines." The list of the most likely Jays players to be dealt includes left-hander J.A. Happ, right-hander Marco Estrada, third baseman Josh Donaldson, Pierce, Morales, Granderson, Pillar, and any of the veteran relievers that populate the bullpen. Richard Griffin is a sports columnist based in Toronto. Follow him on Twitter at GriffinStar Sports. Action and reaction delivered to your inbox. New NEWSLETTERSPORTSSIGN.